Okay. Anyway, we shouldn't worry too much about the people at home, right? So, I was telling you about errors that are unavoidable. Now we're going to have a look at a proper meaning of the word error. There are two definitions of the word error. Right, two definitions. First, uncertainty in measurement or uncertainty in the measured value, that is called error. Will anyone ask you these definitions? Probably not. Again, like I've been telling you often, that remembering the words of the definition is not important anymore, at least not in physics. Right? What you need to do is you need to understand what these words are telling you. Okay? Alright? So, uncertainty in the measured value is called error. Let me give you an example. I'm sure at some point of time you would have measured your mass by standing on a weighing scale, right? Whether at the doctor's clinic or maybe at home or at some other place. Right? Let's say this weighing machine has a platform like this and you're supposed to stand on it. Okay, looks like you're standing on a weight bridge for trucks. But anyway, okay. So this is the display, and suppose it's showing you the unit on the side kg. Without unit, this would be garbage. Okay? You understood that? Yes. Measurements of quantities, they will generally have unit, because almost every quantity has unit. Well, so here, let's say you stand on it and it shows that your mass is 054.7. Okay, that is 54.7 kg. Right? You might be very happy with it. Right? Now I am going to ask you one very simple question. Is your mass actually 54.73 kg or is it 54.71 kg? Which one? Is it 54.73 or 54.71? Can you decide that? Can you say that? No? Sure? You can't say that? Why can't you say that? The answer is very simple. Probably you know it. You just have to tell me. Come on, everyone. Take part in the discussion. It's okay. Right, wrong, don't worry about that. Leave it to me. Why can't you say whether this is 0.73 or 0.71? Come on. Come on. Yes?
Sir, if we have done mass this week, then next week
I am talking about right now. Let's say you were standing on this. Okay, what's your name? Raghav. So let's say Raghav is here standing on this, and Raghav measured that this machine is showing that the mass is 54.7 kg. Then Raghav, I am going to ask you, is it 54.73 right now or is it 54.71 right now? You cannot say. Very good, that's the correct answer. The correct answer to the question I asked you is you cannot say. Yes or no? Sure? Louder.
We can just tell you we can't say the perfect.
Very good. Sit down. You can just make guesses. You cannot claim. You understand what I am saying? Can you guarantee it will be 7.3 just by looking at this? You cannot decide. Is that clear? Uncertainty. You are not sure what's the next digit. Yes or no? Is it 7? Is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 1? You don't. Clear or not? Is the meaning of uncertainty clear? Uncertainty in the measurement. That is, okay, this machine measured so much, fine. But then what next? Is it 70, 71, 72, 73? Could be anything. Is that clear? Got it? The same thing happens with every instrument in the world. The same thing happens with every instrument in the world. Look at the clock behind you on the wall. Is it working? Yes, thank you. Right, so now it's saying that it's some time and 5 seconds, isn't it? Okay, after some time it will say 10 seconds. Then if I ask you, okay, when the time was something and 5 seconds, 5 seconds and how many milliseconds? Can you say that based on looking at that clock? Yes or no? Anyone have that superhuman ability?
No, sir.
Superpower? Anyone? Sure? What's the problem? The problem is this clock is only measuring up to seconds. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, like that. But what about less than second? You can't measure. Fine. Let's use a stopwatch. Okay. Let's use a stopwatch. So let's see what the stopwatch in my phone shows. Here. So this is if I start it. Okay. This is showing minutes here. 0 minutes. 1 second and 0.71. So this whole number is second. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
This is minute. 0 minutes, 1 second, 0.7. That means it is not only showing us about 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, it is also showing us about 0.1 second, 0.2 second, 0.3 second. Yes or no?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Everyone got that?
Yes, sir.
So, like that, here it is showing us about 0.01 second, when this is 2, then that would mean it is 0.02 second. When this is 3, that would mean it is 0.03 second. Clear or not clear? Sure. You can say it is showing us 1/100th of a second. Make sense? Do you understand what I have written here? It is showing us 1/100th of a second. Right? Or not right?
Yes, sir.
Look at that wall clock. Is it showing 1/100th of a second? Is it showing 1/10th of a second? 1/10th of a second means, can you measure, can you divide that second in 10 parts in that clock? No. Here 1 second, then directly 2 seconds, then directly 3, 4, 5, like that. So the wall clock only counts seconds, whereas this stopwatch is counting 1/100th of a second. Alright? But still, what's the next digit? What is the next digit? Like, I have stopped this in my clock here, in my stopwatch, at 01.71. Alright. But then what's the next digit after this one? Is it 0? Is it 1? Is it 2? 3? What is it? Can we know by looking at this display? લખ્યો છે અહીંયા દેખાય તમને? મન તો ન દેખાય. તમને દેખાય? Sure? You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Is there uncertainty?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Because if I say 0.71, what next? We don't know. Do you understand? We don't know. You might say, sir, અમારે જરૂર નથી કરવાની. એ તમારો problem છે. તમને જરૂર નથી પડતી. Scientific community needs it. Why? Suppose you want to measure mass of electron. That's it. Suppose you want to measure mass of electron, then તમે આ instrument લઈ જાઓ. મૂકો આની પર electron. તમે measure કરો mass. Zero દેખાય. Why? Because electron mass cannot be just expressed in these digits. For writing electron's mass, you'd have to do it as follows: 9.1 and then 10 raised to minus 27 kg. So you'll have to make a machine that shows you 27 places after the point. Is that okay? Suppose we would not make good instruments, then would we be able to measure mass of electron? No. Then you might have a next question. What is the need to measure mass of electron? Nothing about measure for જાઓ ને ભાઈ. Nothing for measure. If that comes to your mind, go to commerce. Is that clear? If that comes to your mind, go to commerce class. You are not sitting in the right. Because science is all about these wonderful achievements. Think about it. How small an electron is. You have got billions of billions of billions of billions of electrons in your body. And we have been successfully able to measure such a small mass. All this is not possible without amazing scientific and technological achievements. Alright? Okay? Don't you have a question like, sir, fine, it's very small. But how on earth can we measure such a small mass? It's okay, you can measure mass in kg, let's say you take a food packet, you can measure its mass. Fine. But electron's mass, you can't even put it properly on a weighing scale. Yes or no? Electron is so small. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to do good in any of the science fields, whether it's physics, chemistry, or biology, whatever, you'd have to be curious, right? And at least you should be able to appreciate that anyone who made this kind of machine did it really well, because making a clock itself is very difficult, which can only measure up to 1 second. And now we are talking about nanoseconds or even less than that. We have clocks that can measure less than nanoseconds. Alright? You get what I'm saying? Okay. Right. So, and frankly, all the technological advancements that you see around yourselves, all of that would not be possible without understanding how much is mass of electrons. To be very frank. Have you heard the name electronics? Mobile phone works on electronics, yes or no? Yes. Not electronics. Electronics. Why? Because it depends heavily on the properties of electrons. If you don't understand how electrons behave, then you will not be able to understand anything about electronics. Did you get what I am saying? And understanding what is its mass is just one simple property of electron. There are many more. Charge of electron and spin and this and that. So much to learn. Alright? So, measuring things in full detail is the goal. Because the more you measure, the more careful experiments you can do, and that means science will progress. Because I'm sure you all understand that science needs backup of experiments. Experiments are very useful in science, yes or no? No, not so useful? Obviously they are very useful, right? Theory and experiments go hand in hand in science, right? Without experiments, people can, literally give nonsensical theories. Suppose I make a theory, okay, this is my own theory. It's that if we drop a pen, if we leave it from here, then the pen will go up and hit the ceiling. That is my theory. How can we check whether I am saying something right or I am saying absolute nonsense? How can we check that? By doing a simple experiment. No, sir, you are wrong. Isn't it? But yes, the idea is that in simple cases the experiments are simple. But the more detailed the theories get, suppose you want to understand what is inside an atom. Suppose you want to understand what is inside an atom. See, all these questions are guided by curiosity. When you have questions like, what are we made of? Right? How is it that atoms or things inside us behave the way they are supposed to? Did you ever think about that? The answer lies in properties of atoms. And then if you want to understand how atoms behave, you have to measure small things. Yes or no? So you have to do careful measurements and careful experiments. And that is never possible if you don't reduce the error. Let me give you a simple example. You know what's the size of a microorganism? No? Size of microorganism, come on. How big is a microorganism? No, how big is, suppose, amoeba? Okay, how big is an amoeba? How much? This big? This big? Size of your hair? No? Smaller than that? Sure? Smaller than that? You can't see. It's so small. Okay, can you measure the size of amoeba with a ruler? Yeah? Ruler is a good instrument. It's easy to use. The problem is what you are trying to measure is very small compared to your instrument's capacity. Basically, a ruler can only measure this much in centimeter. Yes or no?
Yes.
Suppose you can measure length of, for example, this pen is 14.1 centimeter. let's say. So you can't go less than 1 mm basically. You can't go less than 1 mm, and omega is smaller than that. Just like that. Electron to mass measurement. You definitely need some instrument which is capable of measuring such a small thing. So for that it's necessary that errors are less. Gigantic errors don't work. Right? When you measure something with a ruler, listen to this carefully. When you measure something with a ruler, the error could be about 0.5 mm, means half mm. બેક્ટેરિયા જેના કરતા નાનો હોય તો તમારી એરર જ એટલી મોટી અને બેક્ટેરિયાની સાઈઝ નાની. What will you measure? Make sense? Cannot સમજ. If let me give an example. Let's say you go to grocery shop, okay, and you have to buy, for example, 500 grams of whatever. Let's say sugar. Okay, have you seen their weighing scales in the shop? Yes or no? Does the shopkeeper tell you, well, see, look over there, there is a weighing bridge for trucks. You go and put it over there, we will get its mass. No, why don't we use that? No measure kari sakte. It will do it, but the error will be very big because that weighing scale or weighing bridge for truck is to be measuring in tons. In a few tons, if you put 100 gram, 200 gram, it will not even register it. Did you understand? The error itself is very big in tons compared to, or in kgs compared to grams, or even worse. Can you measure jewelry masses on a weighing bridge for trucks? Jewelry masses are typically in grams, yes or no?
Yes.
Unless you are ultra super rich. Okay, કે તમે કિલોમાં સોનું બધું લઈને જતા. Right, we are not talking about that. Is it fine? Yes or no?
Yes.
So appropriate measurements, proper measurements can only be done by proper instruments. Even though everything is measuring mass, but a weigh bridge for truck cannot be used to measure mass of jewelry. Got it? Similarly, the weighing machine, weighing scale for jewelry. Have you ever seen a jeweler's weighing scale? It's very small, isn't it?
Yes.
You seen it or not? Can you measure trucks on that? No? Tooty જાય એટલે નહીં. The problem is it cannot measure up to tons. Its range will be small. Got it? Fine. So keep all this in mind about measurements. Yeah. So if you want to reduce error, you have few choices. I'll talk about those choices. Right? How can you reduce error? Okay. But first, let's write the other definition or meaning of error. Number 2. Difference of measured value and true value. True means correct. Is called error. Let me explain the second one with a simple example. Suppose you know that your mass right now is exactly 55.0 kg. Let's say. So this is called true value, which we know to be right. Okay, and now you go and stand on unknown weighing scale or new weighing scale which you have never seen in your life. Okay, and we don't know whether it's right or not. And the measured value when you stand on it turns out to be 55.2 kg. Suppose it turns out to be 55.2. MV measured value. TV, television, true value. Okay, so this is what we do. So how much will be the error? How much will be the error? Error will be 0.2 kg. Is that understood? Okay. अरे अच्छु maths है वो physics है maths का okay subtraction. Yeah. Sometimes it happens that this is more, that less. No problem. You can always put a modulus. So the generally accepted formula for error can be written like modulus. You understand what is modulus or not? Tell me something so I know whether to explain it or not. How many of you understand what's a modulus? Nobody? Really? Wait. Do you know what's this? Yes or no? How much? 3. Who says 3? Minus 3 or 3? Oh, chalo, nothing else. Verify. It is 3. Okay, only some of you know it. Modulus means taking the positive value, even if it's negative, you just take it positive. Okay, it's called absolute value. What is it called? Absolute value. So modulus of minus 3 is 3. What is modulus of 3? That's also 3. No, it's not minus 3. That is also 3. Is that clear? Similarly, modulus of minus 5 is 5. And modulus of 5 is also 5. Understood? Yes. This is purely due to online learning. To be very frank. બાકી આજ સુધી એવું જોયું નથી કે 11th standard ના સ્ટુડન્ટ ને મોડ્યુલસ ખબર ન પડે. Okay, I am not blaming you. I am blaming online learning. Okay, the last 1.5 year or so, what you have done has led to this. Anyway, now you are here, so please focus. And if you have queries, you ask me without hesitation. Okay? Because like I said, just like errors are unavoidable, maths is also unavoidable in physics. And can you reduce maths? Sorry, no. You can only reduce maths by going to lower class, not to higher. 11th માંથી 12th માં જશો તો હજી વધુ maths. Is that clear? Okay. Fine. So error is modulus of ME minus TV. Let me give you one more example. Suppose you will another piece. Suppose you measure your height, okay, at the same time with two different rulers or two different instruments. And first time you're getting the height as, let's say, 1.17 meters. Okay, that is 170 centimeters. And second time you're getting your height as 1.10 meters. Why error? Possible that you are not standing straight. When you're trying to measure height, I hope you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Errors can be due to so many reasons. And let's say you know that, or someone told you that the true value of your height is 1.15 meters. Okay, then which one has more error? First measurement or second measurement? Second measurement has more error. How much error? 5. Maths को फोन करना को 5 आवे. 1.10 minus 1.15 करो तो 5 आवे. Do it properly, come on. Don't be lazy. हाँ, how much? 0.5. Raise your hand. કોને આવડી ગયું? Subtraction કરવાનું. How much is the error in second measurement? How much? બાકીના સબટ્રેક્શન કરતા નતા આવડતું ખરેખર જો અત્યારે કહું કે આ બધાને કાઢ મૂકો અહીંથી કામ નથી તમારું સબટ્રેક્શન કરતા તો આવડે જ ને અધરવાઇઝ આઈ હેવ ટુ ટેક ધેટ એક્શન તમને બચાવું કે નહીં 12th માં દાંડી મારવાથી કારણ કે તમે એમ કહો કે સબટ્રેક્શન નથી આવડતું તો દાંડી પાકી જ છે ઓકે યસ યુ what બોલ તો કરો આન્સર બોલ થઈ ગયો પછી હવે કે બોલ કઈ નથી નથી આવડતું સબટ્રેક્શન ખબર પડી ગઈ એમને 0.05 plus or minus it will be always plus. See, when you subtract these two, however you subtract, no problem, you are going to put a modulus. ઊંધું subtract કરશો તો એ minus આવશે. We are going to put a modulus, so plus final. Is that clear or not clear?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be second case, the error is 0.05. In the first case, can someone tell me the error in first measurement? Raise your hand again, come on. Raise your hand. Bade agli baar lage subtraction karunga. Okay, right. Fine. Most of you know it. Yes, you. On second last page.
0.02.
0.02 kg. So unit volume. 0.02 meter. All right. So which has more error? Which has more error? Second. This is second. Right. This is the error in second one, and that's the error in first one. Got it? Okay. What's your name, by the way?
Love.
All right. Sit down. Now, everything clear over here? Erasing the definition and the formula as well. Make sure you write and remember the formula. I'm going to ask you that formula. Now, let's talk about causes of errors. Right? Or types of errors based on cause. Cause means who causes or what causes that error. Okay. First one, human error. Okay, or also called personal error. I think in your book it's given or written as personal. Now, to be very frank, this type or classification of errors is actually very difficult. Okay, it is very difficult. Why? Because often the errors they overlap with each other. Overlap, that is, if I tell you that okay, this type of error, then you can say, sir, it could be the person's fault, or it could be instrument's fault, or it could be something else like that. It's confusing. Okay. So first one. So human error, first thing is called personal bias. Right? We all have personal bias. Right? What is meaning of personal bias? Is that we don't realize that we are doing something wrong. We don't realize that we are doing something wrong. Let me give you an example. Take a ruler out if you have it. Okay. So if you have to draw, let's say you draw a line and you want to measure the length of the line, then you put a ruler. Have you noticed that if you look at the ruler from an angle, the measurement seems to be slightly different. And if you look at it right from the top like this, the measurement is a little different. Have you noticed that ever? No? Never? એવું થાય જ નહીં. એ થાય. Because angle will change. તું બોલ્યો ને એવું ન થાય. તું નથી બોલ્યો ને?
એવું થાય.
એવું થાય. જોયું છે એવું? કેવું છે એવું કોઈ દિવસ?
Construction.
Correct. It's due to parallax actually. When you look at things from different angles, you know, basically it's just like what I was telling you about the pen. Suppose you have to measure till this line and here is that marking, suppose a 5 mm marking there. So if you want it from straight, they will overlap. But if someone will see it from the side, then they will say, "Ah, marking આગળ છે ને ઓલું પાછળ." Make sense? Okay, then the person might say it's not 5 mm exactly, but a little bit more than 5 mm or a little bit less than 5. This can only be verified if you do it practically. Right? This is not something that you will come to know just by listening to what I am saying. So if you have never noted that, it is once again my recommendation that you put some object, try to measure the length and then look at it from different angles. You will see that the value appears to be slightly different. Right? Slight change. Yeah, that's what is an example of personal bias. Right? More than a line, it will happen with objects. Suppose you want to measure a pen, for example. Then you will be able to see it very clearly. Right? So this is an example of personal bias. Remember, this is not the only personal bias in the world. Right? There are many more personal biases, but this is the easiest one to understand. What that means is, you know, people don't realize when they are actually looking straight. It is difficult to judge. You need a little bit of training. You understand what I am saying? right? Or sometimes some people, like me, due to specs or due to some other problems, they cannot see exactly straight like this. So they might be tilting their head this way or might be tilting their head that way without even knowing it. Such things fall in perception. The other is systematic error. Human error, one of its type is systematic error. Because as the person who is doing experiment, it is your responsibility that you are doing it by correct procedure, yes or no? If you use wrong procedure and do the experiment, who is to be blamed? Instrument is to be blamed. Instrument. The person who is doing the experiment, yes or no?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right? So systematic error is actually wrong technique or wrong method. Who is to be blamed for wrong technique or wrong method? Not the instrument. What it clear or not clear? There may be again many causes of systematic error. One of the simplest causes is not trained enough. Not trained enough. Suppose I bring a new instrument that you have never seen in your life and then I ask you to use it. Then you will try something but you will not know how to use it exactly, so you will not get proper measurements. Yes or no? Got it or not clear? Absolutely fine. Right? Okay, there are of course many more ways in which you can have a systematic error. The procedure that you are doing itself could be wrong. Procedure that you are doing itself could be wrong. Suppose, let me give you an example. If I want to find out that if you drop some object from some height, in how much time it will hit the ground. Okay, so if I leave the pen from the center, it will fall without rotating, like this. But if I leave it from the end, it will fall while rotating. Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Have a look. Did you see? But if I do it from the center, did you see the difference?
Yes.
Right? Now please don't ask why does it not rotate if you drop it from the center. If you are curious, very good. Okay, you are going to learn that in the chapter rotational motion in 11th standard itself. Alright? Okay. So these two experiments were different, right? The techniques were different. If it rotates, it's possible that the pen will hit little bit earlier. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that's not proper technique in my opinion. So that's an example of એના માટે તમે પેનનો વાંક ન કાઢી. I hope you realize it. Pen is not to be blamed, you are to be blamed. તમને આવડતું નથી. Clear? Okay. Next. The second type of error, they're completely dependent on instruments. Okay, they are completely dependent on instrument. So the prime cause of this is faulty instrument. If you try to do an experiment using an instrument which is not working, which has been damaged, do you expect to get correct result? Of course not. The easiest thing in the world, right? Bulb પડી ગયો ઘડિયાળ ને પછી time measure કરતા in how much time it falls. That's an example of faulty instrument. Okay, but in such an extreme case, I would say it's not just instrumental error; it is also mental error. All right, if you get it. Now, the next. Apart from this, sometimes even instrument cannot be blamed because instrument was designed that. Let me give you an example. Again, go back to that weighing scale. Someone would have made that weighing scale and the weighing scale is supposed to show it till this distance. So like I mentioned earlier, suppose the mass result to be suppose 54.7 kg. Right. But actually we don't know what's after 7, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So suppose true value is 54.73. Suppose true value is 54.73. But this instrument is showing, measuring how much? 54.7 kg. Did you understand what I have written here? Suppose you know that the true value of something that you are measuring is 54.73. But this instrument can only measure till this digit, so it is showing 54.70. Is there error? Yes or no? How much error? 0.03 kg error. Who is to be blamed for this error? Think about it. Is it instrument's problem? Is it a faulty instrument? No. It is an error which is occurring because of design of instrument. Yes or no? This instrument can never measure more than this digit. That is the next one. Never. You get what I said? Or not clear? Clear or not clear?
Yeah.
This instrument was never designed to measure the next digit. So it's not measuring. It's like if suppose you want to buy a dog, let's say, little pup, and then you go to the owner of that, whatever that's called, I don't know, gardener or something. Everything there? If anyone has a dog, or you might be knowing. Never mind. So you go to that person who has lots of dogs for sale, and then you ask, does this dog lay eggs? I hope you understand what I am saying. Design. The dog is never supposed to lay. So just like that, this machine is never supposed to measure watts after 7. So if it is not measuring, would you say, no, this is a faulty dog? Would you say it's a faulty dog if it's not laying eggs? You understand what I am saying? Yes or no? It's not a faulty instrument. The problem is that the design is not such that it can measure the next digit. Basically, every instrument has something called least count. Every instrument has something called least count. And because of least count, there is an error which is called least count error. For short, often people write least count as LC. Okay? LC, least count. Now, what is the meaning of least count? If you read these words carefully, probably you'll understand on your own what is the meaning of least count. Least means smallest. Okay, count means measuring. So, have a look at this. This instrument is capable of measuring till this digit, yes or no?
Yes,
so its least count is 0.1 kg. Did you get that? Raise your hand if you understood. Otherwise, okay, fine. Put your hand up. It means I think I need to explain one more example. You get. Look at the clock behind you. What's the smallest time it can measure? 1 second? No? Or yes or no?
Yes.
Can you measure less than 1 second in that clock?
No.
So what is its least count? 1 second. Okay, LC of a wall clock. How much is the LC of a wall clock? It is 1 second. Did you understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have a ruler?
Yes.
Take a ruler. What is its least count? What is its least count? Least count of a scale or a ruler is 1 mm or 0.1 centimeter. Did you get that?
Yes.
Anyone having confusion about it?
No.
Last example. The stopwatch that I had told you before what? What is it showing? 1.71 second. Alright, this is what it's showing. Can you tell me its least count? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Don't answer always like that together. Okay? Tricky questions should always be answered individually. Because ultimately you all have to give your exam individually. कि आपका class में एक जाओ दे result ये करवाने दे individually. Come on, people, give it a try. Right, wrong, why worry? You have just learned it before 5 minutes. If you can do it right, I'd say wonderful. Okay, very good, people. I am happy that so many of you are trying to participate. All right. Yes, you will send it.
0.0.
0.0.
1.
wrong. You are forgetting one very basic rule that I've taught you. It's not only 0.01. .01 So now I hope you have understood હું તમારો આન્સર કેટલામાં ખોટો કહી દઈશ ને લખવાય આપી દઈશ. સમજી ગયા ને? If you say 0.01 and you don't say seconds, then it is wrong because the unit is very very important. તો કેમ કે 0.01 or તો you understand it's a big difference. Yes or no? So that's why units are very very important. All right? Fine, you can turn this off now. Sit down. Goodbye everyone.